got some news. Something I'm not happy with. And that is Keir Starmer. Not Keir Starmer. By the way, that reminds me. On the review, when I was talking about Donald Trump, I said Keir Starmer by accident, which I imagine has a lot of laughs and giggles. What I meant to say was note for ads. So excuse me for that. When I just thought I'd say that before I say the rest of this. But as I was about to say before I said Keir Starmer, must be getting old timers. Note Farage, or Nigel Farage, as some people always say, I've never pronounced his name right. Nigel Farage. Now, people could either love Nigel Farage, people could either hate Nigel Farage, people could say the race card and Nigel Farage, and people can call him every name under the sun. But I'm going to stick up for him. I'm going to offend him, because he did not deserve, I say that again, he did not deserve to be called a Jimmy Savile. And people want to know what I'm on about. Some dickhead, and I will call him a dickhead, from Labour, which says it all, turned round, said he's a danger, and he's just going to be another Jimmy Savile. He said other things and all. For this prat from Labour to come up with such fucking propaganda, shame on you, pal. Shame on you. Don't you dare turn around and say that Nigel Farage is going to be like Jimmy Savile. For anyone who is slow and behind the ears and does not know who Jimmy Savile is, and I don't mean that in a patronising way, Jimmy Savile used to be a presenter on Top of the Pops. You know, that old program had pop music. And he used to do a kids' program called Tim Will Fix It, as well as Tick and Take and all this other stuff. Very popular in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, also the 80s. Died out after Tim Will Fix It, went bye-bye, made an appearance when he went bye-bye to Top of the Pops. Everyone will know who Jimmy Savile is. Big icon, did a lot for charity. But the downside and the dark side was he was a paedophile. He messed with kids. He had an obstacle when people thought he was doing the goodness of his art and he was helping kids out. Yeah, he was helping his fucking self. He was a child molester. He was a paedophile. I know that's a dirty word, shame on me, but he was. He was. And he got away with it. And he died getting away with it. So for someone like the former of Labour to turn around and say that Nigel Farage is like a scumbag, and I will say that, a scumbag from BBC, same on that person. Same on the person in Labour. Because the truth of the matter is, right, and I will fucking say it, truth of the matter is, Labour's stared. They're stared. Keir Starmer is stared. Why do you think he's bought this new idea that when you're 16 and 17 and you can now vote? That's not because he wants the young people to have this. He's trying to do away with that. That's because he is fucking scared, because he knows that the next party to get in is going to be the Reform. I'm not going to put another pound out. I already know it. That Nigel Farage and the Reform are going to get in. So he's going to do anything. The insults he did last time when he got marched out of the House of Parliament, when the judge sent that prat we've got for the Prime Minister, not my Prime Minister, they sent him out. It says it all. Keir Starmer, he's gone this prat, Keir Starmer. Nigel Farage had the last laugh. I mean, he's having the last laugh because he won. And I already know that Nigel Farage is going to get in. The bit where we got the dinky divers, we got the problems with the migrants, and fucking Keir Starmer, now I've got his name right, doing round with some fence time, making pretty speeches. What do you think Nigel Farage was doing? He was on the boats. He saw how worse it was getting. He was doing what Keir fucking Starmer should be doing, but can't be asked doing because he's an overpaid salesman. He is an overpaid fucking salesman. And that's all he'll ever be. That is all Keir Starmer would ever be. What has he done? What has been amazing? What? They're deferring that Nigel Farage is like a Jimmy Savile, and this Pratt and the news thing from Labour. Well, here's one for them. Here's one for them. What sort of person lets the older feast near winter of last year and this winter? What sort of a person does that and let the old people almost get the moaning or almost too scared to put the eating on? What sort of person is that, Keir Starmer? What sort of person is that? And your party, like Loudmouth and Rayner and all your other fucking doons from Labour, who the fuck are you to call anyone? They're insulting a man because truth of the matter is, and I'll say it and I'll stick to my words, truth of the matter is that Labour and Keir Starmer are too fighting because they know at next election in 29 it's bye-bye to Labour. Bye-bye to Labour. And that is truth of the matter. So they're coming to any low blow to throw at Nigel Farage, they're going to throw at it. But to do that, prefer him to Timmy fucking Savile really makes my blood boil. No matter what you think of Nigel Farage, and this goes for everyone, nobody, if you like him, hate him, whatever, he did not deserve that. He did not deserve to be preferred to an evil fucking asshole who is no longer around, may rot in hell. He did not deserve that. No one deserves to be preferred to an evil man. And that's one of the reasons, people. That is one of the reasons why I will not pay the BBC, because the BBC knew what was going on, but that's a different debate for another time. I ain't going to talk about the history of Jimmy Savile. You can look it up anywhere. He's a scumbag, an absolute scumbag. I ain't going to say it. I'll follow up if I do. But to prefer, to prefer him to fucking that, there was no need, and that was just a low blow on Labour. A low blow on Labour. All this Pratt has done, being Keir Starmer, is for low blows at Nigel Farage. He's not done anything to prove that he's the man for us. He's come up with BS, and he's Pratt from Labour to come out with that. Is that the best that Labour can do? And that, is that the best that Labour can do, is throw insults like that on a scumbag who's no longer around? I keep saying it, may rot in hell. What's next? It's going to be what? Another roll for this? Seriously, what's next from Labour? Is this the fucking immaturity and the stupidness and the nastiness of Labour? And that, is this the nastiness of Labour? But seriously, I'm just going to say it again from the heart. This is coming from the fucking heart. Nigel Farage did not deserve that. For someone from Labour, I'm not going to look up his name because he's not even worth looking up because he's a fucking imbecile. This dickhead, I'll call him a dickhead because that's what he is, a dickhead. This dickhead to turn around and say that Nigel Farage is like a Jimmy Savile and he's a danger to the people because truth of the matter is, the two chicken shit Labour because they know they're on the way out. That's truth of the matter. That's the only reason, the only fucking reason why Keir Starmer wants 16 and 17-year-olds to vote. That's the only reason. You heard me say that. That is a low blow. That's a low blow. And for this moron to say that, shame on you, pal. Shame on you. Is this the best you can do, Labour? And I'm going to stick up and offend Nigel Farage when people love him or hate him. He didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that. No one deserves to be deferred to an evil bastard like Jimmy fucking Savile. I'll fix it for fucking Labour, because at the end of the day, Labour's going down. And when it comes to voting day, it's safe to say, you know who I'm going to be fucking voting for. Because you feel the last lockdown on people, you feel the last lockdown, was it Keir Starmer? Oh yeah, Keir Starmer, when we had all the madness. People forget that when they voted Labour. That's why the economy's gone to shit. That's what people say, well, the national wealth is going down. There's nurses and doctors going on strike. So after all this tapping and tearing when we had the lockdown, just fucking Labour give a shit now? No, they don't. It's wasting fucking money in vanity protests. And the reason why the economy's gone downhill is because of the last fucking lockdown that Keir Starmer did. The only one who didn't have to deal with that was Nigel Farage. And for him to be preferred to an evil bastard like Dimmy Sappho, same on that moron. You know what, pal? You're a prick. Nigel Farage did not deserve that, and I'm just going to keep saying that. He didn't deserve it. Into them. See you later.